Again, not sure when the last time was used an assembly file, so the base subassembly, we have to start off by first going to New, Assembly, top left corner you have Place. We get to search for the parts that we have. Let me change this first 1 second. We're going to search for the parts that we have listed on the table here. So there's just a few of them. Many of these we already made ourselves. So let's go down to where it says base plate. There's one of those. Drop that somewhere. Place. We're also looking for 4 rubber feet and 4 of the 832 3/8 UNC screws. These we did not make, but the rubber feet we did. If I hold down Control, I can select 2 things at once. So when I do find my 832 UNC screw, if I hold down Control, I can select both and place both 4 times. Right click, select OK when you're done. Takes care of both of those. There's 2 vertical supports and 2 hex nuts. I go place, find my vertical support first, then hold down Control, and for the 5/16 18 hex nut, there's a 5/16 18 nut. That should be it. And there's 2 of these, so there's 1 and here's 2. Okay. Now I'm going to assemble it together so it looks much like this. Before I get too involved, I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to ground it. And I also need to figure out what the top side of this actually is. Looks like with my holes on here, I have tapered holes on one side and not on the other. If I look back at my drawing file, those need to go on the top. So this is actually supposed to be my top view. So I'm going to rename this, set current view as top. And if I click on this corner, so I see a top, front, right side, I can right click, set current view as home, fit to view, and now this will be oriented correctly for the next time I need to use this. These supports need to go into these holes here, and the best way to do that for most of the things on here is using an insert constraint. When I click on the edge of the 2 parts so we want to be put together, it's going to make the axis and the edges. Let's flip around to the other side. These are going to hold those in place. So again, with our insert constraint, click on the bottom edge, and then just where this connects here to the base, we're going to put each of these feet in place. So I can select the bottom of the rubber foot and the top of the hole. And then for the screws on this, it's a little tricky to see, but these are counterbore holes. So I click on this inside part here, and the part of the screw that should be sitting on top of it, that'll snap into place. Let's go around and do that for all of these. got one that I missed on. If that happens to you, you can expand it, find the constraint that messed up. You can either right click on it to edit the constraint. In this case, all I'd have to do is flip it around, or if you need to, you can delete it entirely and start over. If I go back to my home view, it's oriented correctly. All I have to do is save. And this is the base sub assembly. I also want to note that this is only going to show other files that are .iam. It's not going to show any of your part files, so don't freak out that all your parts are missing. They're all still here.